One of the fun things about Twitter are the people you follow, and one of the people I follow is Susan Daniel. Susan had a very pithy comment about net neutrality. We can't quite remember what it was, but the point is that your company, Horizon, has been a cable operator for about 20 years. You and your husband built it from nothing, and you're serving areas where no one else would serve. So how is the impact? What's the impact you see, and from what we saw last week from the FCC's order?
Well, I think the impact is going to be a lot more, well, with the rules and regulations always comes a lot more compliance issues, paperwork, much higher legal budgets for us because we're so small. There's 5 of us total, so there are no in-house lawyers. It'll be me and my husband trying to figure out the new rules, and so yeah, that takes us away from doing other things, improving services for customers, serving our customers, and it's expensive. It's very expensive to hire the outside attorneys to tell us essentially what we need to comply with, what we don't, how to do it, how to fill out the paperwork. So we've done it before. We've been through this before 20 years ago. And I don't think the internet's not going to end. We're still going to do all that, but it's going to be costly, and I think customers are going to end up paying more in the long run.
Well, and that's an interesting angle on it, something that people aren't really talking a lot about. But if in the case of a 5-person company, you don't have a lot of customers to amortize those new costs. So there's a huge opportunity cost. And where will, in this case, the extra cost will come from lawyers and so forth that you'll have to pass on? Is that the thought?
Yeah, I mean, some of it will have to be passed on, but we also still need to compete. So we can't just take the incremental cost and just add it onto the bill. So it will come out of some of our other capital budgets and things that we're hoping to spend on improving other services, and that's always what happens. So.
Well, and you are in a unique area. I mean, a very beautiful area, but at the same time, a lot of it's protected by the national monuments and so forth. So you have a lot of challenges there with other kinds of federal roles, right?
Yes, we do, and that's and just trying to interconnect our systems and build out and put more fiber in place and things like that. All of that is more expensive than a lot of other areas because there are so many local jurisdictions and state and coastal commissions and National Park Service and things that we have to go through. So that already costs more, and if we need to spend a lot of time and energy and money on, a whole new set of rules and regulations, and there will be some. I know that's kind of the other side. It says, no, you few bright lines, as long as you're not, as long as you're not prioritizing or charging, that you'll be fine. But even if it stops just with those, government doesn't ever create rules without having to have some way to prove that you are complying and making it enforceable. So, and then just the whole issue with the Title II, I don't think people realize or our customers realize that a lot of those, state and local fees and things that are on, specific to telecommunications providers, those are going to be added now to broadband services. So the bills will go up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just the fees that go with that. It seems like it is this huge opportunity cost with 5 people, and then you're coming to events like this to kind of make your point. What point would you leave the FCC or perhaps Congress, if they were listening to this?
Well, I just think they need to really be cognizant and thinking about all of the potential unintended consequences. And I know ACA and Matt and all the people there have already and said a whole lot before this was even voted on that really the issues weren't with the small providers that were typically the ones out in rural America and the poor areas, which is where they're trying to get broadband out to. And so making it harder for us really isn't going to help in any of that. And so that really I would say they should just be taken out. I mean, if they're worried about big companies and behaving correctly, then make sure what they're doing is actually aimed that way. There's really no reason to have this kind of one size fits all for small and medium independents when there's no proof anywhere. I think most of us we're already behaving exactly the way everybody wants it to be.
Well, and in fact, operators I've talked to universally have said that we like the Netflixes of the world and those things because they drive broadband for us, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's good for all of us. It's good for the providers, the Netflixes, the HBO Go's, the programmers. It's great for us as small ISPs because it makes a good, strong, vibrant broadband economy. That's what we need too.